Alright. Hi everybody, it's Emmanuel again. I just finished praying the Luminous Mysteries a little while ago, and I wanted to share with you an insight that I had with this that I thought would be good to let people know about. So it's been said before that the Luminous Mysteries, which were added to the Rosary not too long ago, just a couple of decades ago by Pope St. John Paul II, that these mysteries have been given to us in our time in order to fight 5 of the most common errors that we see in the modern day. And I want to tie that into something that I'm going to share after I say what those are. So, the 5 luminous mysteries that we have are, number 1, the baptism of Jesus in the River Jordan. Number 2, the wedding of Cana. Number 3, the proclamation of the kingdom of God, where Jesus is doing his public ministry. Number 4, the transfiguration, where Jesus reveals his divine glory to 3 of his apostles. And number 5, the 5th luminous mystery is the institution of the Eucharist, when the Eucharist is being established for the first time. And the errors that all of those are supposed to oppose, for the baptism in the Jordan, it's supposed to help us to fight the great lack of baptisms that are here or better yet, not here in the world today. The wedding of Cana is supposed to help us to fight attacks on the sanctity of marriage and the family. The proclamation of the kingdom is supposed to help us to fight against the great lack of evangelization, especially in the context of calling others specifically to do penance and to convert to the Catholic faith. Number 4, the 4th luminous mystery on the Transfiguration is supposed to help us fight claims against the divinity of Christ. And this could include things saying that, Jesus isn't God, or that there's other gods, or that he was just another good moral teacher is one of the common ones in the secular world that you'll hear. And then the 5th luminous mystery is supposed to help us to fight against the lack of reverence that is showed to the Holy Eucharist. All of these things have in common, all of these mysteries and the errors that they oppose have in common the fact that our modern society has rejected the social kingship of Christ. And even for a lot of us as Catholics, we accept the kingship of Christ insofar as we know that he is the master of our own private, personal lives, but we forget that a lot of us maybe don't even know that part of the mission of spreading the message of the gospel is not only to change the lives of individual persons, but also to reshape the society around us in a way that will be consistent with the laws of God. And I'm going to briefly read to you, where did I put it? I put it over here. There's my catechism. I'm going to briefly read to you a passage from the catechism that talks about this, where it says here, by constantly evangelizing, this is in section 2105 of the Catechism, by constantly evangelizing men, the Church works towards enabling them to infuse the Christian spirit into the mentality and mores, laws, and structures of the communities in which they live. The social duty of Christians is to respect and awaken in each man the love of the true and the good. It requires them to make known the worship of the one true religion which subsists in the Catholic and Apostolic Church. So that part of making known the one true religion is something that a lot of us, hopefully, already know about. We should know that Catholicism is the one true religion. Those of us who are Catholics should know that, hopefully, and that knowledge should motivate us to want to bring others into the Catholic Church. Should motivate us to want to teach others about Jesus Christ, and that eventually, if they're not already baptized, they will become baptized as members of his one true church. The part before that of this not only includes the people that we're speaking to face to face, but hopefully by this, that the society around us will begin to reshape in a way where the Christian spirit will be infused into the mentality and the mores, the laws and the structures of our communities, of the societies in which we live in. And that That's the part that I think is so neglected. We forget to realize that Christ not only has authority over our hearts, but that he has authority over all of creation. That includes our nations, our countries, our societies. And and the laws of our countries are not exempt from submission to the rightful authority that God has, because he is God, because he has authority over all of creation. This is something we need to remember more, because we have to recognize that Christians also have a social duty to work in the society around us for the stuff that I've already just shared with you. And especially as we consider the election that's coming up, we need to be honest with ourselves and look to the reality of how things are. The sanctity of life, the sanctity of marriage and the family, it sounds cliche, but until those issues are resolved, we can't stop talking about them. Those are the biggest issues of our time that we have to be addressing. And most of all, of course, the sanctity of life. That needs to be addressed. That needs to be something that we are the attacks against that are something that we need to fight. Keep that in mind as you vote next week. Pray your rosary. This is the weapon that was given to us in our time to fight the evils of our day. Pray the luminous mysteries of the rosary for the reasons I said before, of them being given to us specifically for many of the errors of our day. And remember that we all owe submission to Christ the King. We all owe submission to him as God because of the rightful authority he has as God. Don't forget that. Remember that that is an essential part of us, our call to evangelize. And one day the Lord will be pleased with you. Before it, hopefully you will be able to hear him say that to you himself. Thank you.